Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Steve. So, as you guys know, it's the summertime, which means it's NBA History Month. I just say that because it sounds better than NBA History of Summer. Whatever. The point is who is the greatest scorer in NBA history? You guys have no idea how many butthurt people there will be on this video, but that's besides the point. Again, I do these videos off the top of my head, so if I forget someone, whatever. If I don't mention someone, go cry about it. If I say a statistic that's wrong, too damn bad. Anyway, look here and listen. So let's dissect some of the greatest scorers of all time. So first of all, you have to understand that there's different types of scorers. There's skill-based scorers in terms of your Kobe's, your Michael Jordans, your Kevin Durant's, your Carmelo Anthony's, your Tracy McGrady's. Then you have your athletic type scorers in terms of your LeBron's, your Dwyane Wade's. Okay? Vince Carter, even though Vince Carter I wouldn't consider him one of the greatest scorers of all time, but he's in there. And then you have your shooter type scorers. And again, Kevin Durant's on this list, Stephen Curry. The list can go on. And then you have your power scorers, which are primarily big men. Some big men include Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who obviously had a lot of skill with, the fadeaway, not the fadeaway, the hook shot, the sky hook. And when I mention shooters, you got to bring Dirk Nowitzki in that conversation. Now, you also have Shaq, Hakeem, etc., etc. So, what does that mean? Now, we also have to understand which players combine these elements. Now, Shaq, I wouldn't consider him one of the great. I mean, he's clearly one of the greatest scorers ever, but I wouldn't consider him top 5 scorer ever, top 10. I wouldn't consider him there because he was pretty much a power scorer, which is why his scoring declined after his athleticism and strength declined. Okay, so Shaq is a no-go because he doesn't really have the shooting ability or the ball handling ability. But if you look at Hakeem the Dream, he has the footwork, the post ability, the up and unders, the hesitations, the hook shots, the fadeaways, the power, the finesse. You look at Kareem, he has the post game, the sky hook. You look at Dirk, he has the high knee, he sounds stupid. He has the high knee fadeaway. He has the 3-point shot. He has the post game. He has the mid-range jump shot. He has the free throw shooting ability. You look at Michael Jordan, he has the combination of athleticism and skill. When you look at the finesse, the leaping ability, the ball handling ability, the IQ, the ability to just hang in the air like no other person has ever hung in the air in NBA history. Then you look at Kobe, he's identical to Michael Jordan. He had the finesse, he had the power, he had the strength, the athleticism, the leaping ability, the shooting ability. Then you look at Tracy McGrady, and he had that, but he was 6'9", and he could dunk out of this world, jump out of the arena, jump out of the stadium, jump off the roof, whatever, jump the lights out, whatever, not jump the lights out, that's shoot the lights out, dumbass. Whatever the hell, excuse me for cursing, whatever the hell the phrase is, Tracy McGrady had the shooting ability, the post game, the athleticism, the dribbling ability, the IQ, the ability to shoot mid-range, post game, 3-point shots, free throw shots, you name it, and he did it. Now you also have to look at LeBron James, who doesn't have the best jump shot, but he can still shoot the basketball from mid-range. He can shoot the basketball from 3. He has the post game. He has the footwork. He has the power, the strength, the athleticism, the quickness, the speed. He has everything you could possibly imagine. You look at Dwyane Wade. He had the speed, the finesse, the strength, the power, the leaping ability. People are going to say, Steve, isn't strength and power the same thing? No, it's not. Google it. They're close to being synonyms, but they're not the same thing. Anyway. So you look at D. Wade, and he had all of that. You look at Larry Bird, he had the ball handling ability. He had the shooting ability, the post game, the driving ability, the making free throws, he was just elite. Then you look at Carmelo Anthony, and you see someone that, when young, had the athleticism, the ball handling ability, the footwork, some of the best footwork in NBA history. That jab step, oh my freaking goodness, this dude has the quickest jab in NBA history. The shooting ability, the leaping ability, the absolute strength, so strong that Kobe Bryant called him a bull and the hardest player to guard. So did Tracy McGrady, and so did Paul Pierce, so did LeBron, so did Kevin Durant, the list goes on, whatever. But even after his athleticism decline, he still has the skill, he still has the post game, the ball handling, the shooting, the consistency. You look at Kevin Durant, I mean, this dude is like, it's like you playing with cheat codes. Dude is 7 foot with a 7'5" wingspan that can shoot the ball from 40, that can dribble the basketball between defenders. He can dunk on you. He can finesse at the rim. He can sidestep. He can shoot free throws, 3-pointers, mid-range. He can jump off the planet. He can do everything. He's fast. He's athletic. He has the strength, the power, the finesse. He has everything. The finesse. He has everything. Okay? So then you look at Paul Pierce, and the list can go on. So now let's continue to break it down and look at who else combines these concepts and who has the most attributes into one. Now, when you look at someone like Kobe Bryant, you see Kobe can do everything in terms of scoring. Michael Jordan can do everything in terms of scoring. LeBron can do everything in terms of scoring. Melo can do everything in terms of scoring. Larry Bird can do everything in terms of scoring. The reason why Hakeem isn't in here, because he can't shoot. So obviously, I know he's a big man, roles come into play, but still, you have to look at the totality of their offensive skill set. Dirk Nowitzki can do everything on offense. Kevin Durant can do everything on offense. Tracy McGrady can do everything on offense. Michael Jordan can do everything on offense. I gotta make sure I say Michael Jordan, because if I don't, people are gonna cry. So now we got MJ, LBJ, KB, which is Kobe, KD, Melo. We got, who else do we have? Larry Bird, Kobe. Okay, whatever. We have those players. Dirk, 7 players. Now let's break it down some more. Dirk Nowitzki, he didn't really have the dribbling ability, but he had the high knee fadeaway, unguardable, because you can't block him. He's like Kevin Durant. You can't block him. The only difference is that KD has the speed. KD has the dribbling ability. He can take it to the rack. He can bring the ball up the court. He can shoot the 3, pull up from 40. He can dunk on you. So at the end of the day, Dirk's out of this conversation now, just like a lot of other players were. So bye, Dirk. You're a great player. Don't get me wrong. Top 20 ever, but you got to go. So now we have 5 players, I believe. If I'm messing up the count, whatever, just try and keep up with me, because I can't keep up with myself. So now we have Tracy McGrady, Carmelo Anthony, Kevin Durant, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. 6 players on this list. So let's talk about LeBron James. LeBron James is a really good player, but he's kind of limited on offense. I mean, he's a great offensive player, but he's limited to the fact that if you play a little too physical with him, he's going to slow down a little bit on the offensive end unless he gets in one of those zones, which rarely happens for some reason. The killer instinct zone. So this is the one point where I agree with Skip Bayless about having killer instinct. So what does this mean? LeBron's out of the picture. So now we have 5 players. Melo, T-Mac, Kobe, MJ, and KD. So now we have to do a little bit more digging. Oh, and, excuse me, Larry Bird. Let's not forget Larry Bird. So 6 players, excuse me. So now we have to do some more digging. Larry Bird was a shooter. He was a dribbler. He had the post game. He could take you to the rack. He could post you up. He could size you up. Athletically, though, I don't think he could keep up with Melo in his prime, Kobe in his prime, KD. So Larry's out of the picture. So now we got 5 players. Melo, KD, MJ, Kobe, and T-Mac. Now this is where things get tough. Because I like to live by the phrase, consistency is key. So this is where things get tough and it's really hard to keep bias out. Now, in terms of scoring, you also have to look at how skilled these scorers really were. Because if you're really skilled, like 2 players on this list, 3 actually, you don't need your athleticism to continue to score. So in other words, after Tracy McGrady got injured and injuries plagued him, his scoring diminished. So he's off this list because Kobe, when he lost his athleticism in 2013, he was still averaging 27 points per game. And Melo's unathletic as hell. This dude bricked a dunk. But he's still averaging 24, 25 points per game. He's still dropping 45, 49. He's still dropping buckets because it's the skill that comes into play in these scenarios. Now this is where it gets tough because we have 4 players. Kevin Durant, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Carmelo Anthony. Now, the reason why it's tough is because we cannot see Kevin Durant without the athleticism because he's not at that point in his career just yet, but he has something that these 3 players don't have. The on-guard ability of being 7 foot with the ball handling ability of a point guard, with the speed of a guard, but the height of a big man, the wingspan of a big man, the IQ of a floor general, the shooting ability of a 2 guard, the athleticism of a wingman, a 3-spot player. And then when you look at Melo, you have someone that's strong. He's a bull. He can bully you in the low post. He can spot up from 3. He can pull up from 40. He can bring the ball up the court. He has the handling ability, the quickest first step in NBA history. Great sizing up, great post-up game, turnaround. MJ, Kobe, and Melo are the only 3 players in NBA history. LeBron's come close, but MJ, Kobe, and Melo are the only 3 players in NBA history to master the turnaround fadeaway shot, meaning your back's to the basket, your right shoulder is facing the basket, which means you're backing him down from the left side of the court with your right shoulder closer to the basket than your left, and you turn around and have to align your body, your right elbow with the rim. That's a really tough shot. And they're the only players to master that. But that's besides the point. The point is that this is where things get tough, man. So now we really have to go deep. And really go deep, deep, deep. Now, we have to talk about efficiency. When you look at efficiency, Melo's off of this list. Because Melo has the lowest field goal percentage out of these 4 players. So this also means that Kobe Bean Bryant is off of this list because he has the 2nd lowest efficiency of these 4 players. Which now comes down to Michael Jordan or Kevin Durant. Now, Kevin Durant shoots 50% from the field, nearly 40% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line, where Michael Jordan shot 50% from the field, 33% from 3, and around 88% from the free throw line. Or 82, something like that. 82% from the free throw line. So, the point is that you look at MJ, he averages 30 points per game, but he also takes more shots than Kevin Durant did. But at the same time, you have to look at Kevin Durant and say, why isn't he shooting as much as Michael Jordan? Because if anyone can do it, then why the hell isn't Kevin Durant averaging 30 like MJ did? Now, you also have to understand that Kevin Durant has something that Michael Jordan doesn't have. KD is 7 foot. Michael Jordan is 6'6". He can't do what Kevin Durant does. Kevin Durant can literally go in the low post and body with some big men. He can play on the perimeter with guards. He can shoot with guards. He can dunk with athletic wingmen. He has the finesse, the dribbling ability, the skill, the IQ. Michael Jordan had the low post ability, the shooting ability from mid-range, the IQ, the dunking ability, the leaping ability. Way ahead of his time in terms of offensive talent. But I have to give the nod to Kevin Durant because of his 7 foot height, his 7'5" wingspan, his shooting ability, his dribbling ability, his strength, his power, his finesse, his IQ, the ability to pull up from 40. It's official. Whenever Steve says something, it becomes official. Kevin Durant is the greatest scorer in NBA history. I already know. So I already know what people were thinking. People were probably thinking, I already know what Steve's going to say. He's going to say Melo. And if it ain't Melo, it's going to be LeBron. Whatever. At the end of the day, Kevin Durant is the greatest scorer in NBA history.